Okay, so the king is back home and he's on a tear. So adapting had to move back home to Europe. And he went from 2600 MMR to rank 1, 3k MMR this morning. I don't know what it looks like now. When I checked, I can't show you the live leaderboard because it's about 6 p.m. right now. And when I checked, it was around 7:30. So I check before work, I then go to work and come back and make video. So I don't know if it's currently up to date. But anyway, it's probably going to change tomorrow anyway. But yeah, adapting's on an insane tear, especially in these last 15 games or so. As you can see, it's, what is it? How many games has he lost? 2? I think he's 13-2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, he's 13-2. He's won up 430 MMR. And there was a comment saying that he's a fox in a hen's nest or something. But, you know, he has lost games. But it looks like when he's got... I don't know if these are players in EU. But when he's got nobodies on his team, it looks like it's a bit more rough and he's stuck in that Elo Hell mindset, the hot topic. But then if you look up here, the queues kind of balance out, although that's I don't know if anyone's that good. But, you know, his recent queues are the Nika queues, April's here, Sager's here, Seagull's here, Gunter's here. So the lobbies are pretty stacked in an EU perspective. And that's another thing that's really good about this is finally we have an EU server game. This is the EU episode. So let's just see what Adapting's been up to in his recent escapades in Europe. Alrighty, so here we are through the eyes of Adapting. Honestly, I should have done this pretty early, or I should have done an Adapting video earlier on, but you know, considering he's like the best Smite player in the world, the GOAT, some would say. But I think it's pretty good timing to do, like, you know, he's moved back home to Europe and he's popping off, so we'll see if anything changes. We'll look at the lineups here. Sega versus Skills. I know the name Sega, don't know the name Skills, right? April versus Adapting, insane jungle matchup. You know, I think April last LAN and the last like tournaments of Smite 1's history showed himself as a SPL level jungler quite clearly, but is he up to the GOAT standard? Gunter versus Nika in mid is very I mean, would you give it to Gunter? I don't know if I think Gunter is a mid laner, so you would give the edge maybe to Gunter. I don't think Neek is like the best mechanical player, right? But then again, look at the mid meta right now. You don't really need to think. You're just playing Thoth Kakolkin. Alright, Ragnar and Dark. Looks like a duo queue versus Connor and Ekron. I don't know if that's a duo queue or not, but it looks like it could potentially be. But Connor Ekron super... Wait. I'm wrong. There's a kill out of mid. I'm wrong. It's skills support. Nike, this is going to fall off insanely hard, sadly. If it was the other way around, completely fine, but... So red team has a pretty easy lose condition, where I think blue team, all those gods are pretty solid no matter what. Will they get double mid-camp control here? Sorry, I'm just talking about the game. Not really talking about... Or talking about the matchups, not really talking about Adapting. Interesting that they don't go for double mids. I think a big reason for that is because of the early kill Nika got, right? It's weird to kill someone but then get punished by not being able to get farm because the Cuckoo's back on the map with full resources, health and mana. So the kill... I mean the Daju, sorry. There's no way this duo lane loses to this gank that April's doing over here. Good invade by the king. Knowing that after April does left mid, so he's trading the map really effectively. Backing here for tier 2 Jotuns, I'm guessing. And then getting back to his backs as fast as possible. Something that, this is pretty much like that rotation, where you get right mids into a solo side pressure into a back camp, has been such a ingrained path in Smite's jungle for such a long time. Even after the nerfs to invading, or you know, the I won't call it a nerf because you're still taking gold away from the enemy team, but even when invading was less valuable, that path is still just as valuable. That's why a lot of people give the early pressure to solo. And it also separates the really good junglers from the really bad ones, where some people get that pressure in solo lane, let the jungler cross-map trade for duo lane, and then don't invade those back camps. Or don't think about it. Sorry if I hiccup a lot. I feel like I'm about to hiccup a lot throughout this video. How annoying. But not too bad just yet. Winning duo lane, always really good. I wonder if Dark and Ragnar are a duo queue. Those names look like they should be a duo queue. Should be a pretty easy dive here. You know, unfortunately, E-Chrome, out of mana, not much he can do. Just blinks in, hits the 2, hits the 1, jumps out, and even holds his ult. Clean, clean, clean. Yeah, not much E-Chrome could have done at all. Even with a teleporter down, I think he dies. This is a waste of Nike's time. April no ult. Interesting, April doesn't go for an ult there. Doesn't want to have trade ult for ult. Valid enough. Let's have a look how the build's going. Yeah, no Jotuns online yet. I'm sure if he had Jotuns online, he's going to fire out the ult no matter what there. The Daji I'm talking about. But without the cooldown accessible, probably ruins the tempo way too much. Ruins his power spike way too much. If he comes back onto the map with Jotun's Wrath and doesn't have ult. Waste of a 90-second cooldown. Potential. I think it's 110. Is it 110 rank 1? What do we reckon? Cooldown 0. Everything's a 0 cooldown. Is that real? God, Spectator's so good. I'll look it up and put it in. After this. But so far, not... I don't want to say it's the EU playstyle, but it's 3-0 at 5. And most kills have come as a pretty clean trade 1-for-1 and then a disengage. Skills is the only person who's wanted to kind of like shit fight. And in NA, I feel like these fights will be a lot longer and a lot more outcome orientated. Like you don't fight for a resource, you fight for an outcome. Either I'm dying or you're dying or a tower's dying or something, right? Time. Saved by the boulder? No, gets the jump onto the teleport, cleanses the slow, and does damage at the same time. Wow, that did quite like a shocking amount of no damage. Clean escape by Horus. Doesn't get traded back, but yeah, that Kama ult did. Not much damage. I thought it would instantly die, but as you can see on the right side of the map, April taking away the blue buff. Very clean, but adapting once again. No stranger to high-end gameplay. I say high-end due to it not being a World Championship game. You know, it's still MMR, 3k plus. As is 2. There's no way Nike steals outside of a Kamatu unless it's just pure luck. Yeah, trading the map is April. Trading the map is adapting. Very clean to see. You know, a bad jungler there will just continue to do their own jungle pathing or maybe sit mid and do nothing, but April's able to do blue buff while adapting to purple. No wasting resources. Not wasting cross-map pressure. He's going to get the purple. Okay, I honestly think red buffs kind of slept on. The red Tiki Mask, due to the changes to lifesteal being like mega buffed. Look, I'll reword that. Hang on, is this aggression? No, he was just checking for back camps. April was just checking for adapting's back camps, I should say. He buys tier 2 Heart Ward, I was about to say. Heartseeker there. Probably a Transcendence. We will see. But that's a very lucky shot. Well, not lucky shot, but allows adapting to stay on the map, saves a couple seconds. Right, speed to backs. One thing I've noticed is adapting hasn't soaked many mid-waves. Very, like, pure jungler. Hello? Is this a pause, potentially? Okay, there was a pause. I don't know why that jump scared me so much, but it did. Look at the vision on the map. Insane vision. Especially for the red team. Is there a Chalice on the board? Damn, all that vision and no Chalice. That's insane. Last Naga. Can you get it? Oh, barely gets it. If you don't know, those Naga camps will disappear at 8 minutes. So a little bit of min-maxing on resources there by adapting. Like if he doesn't kill that, that farm's no longer available for anyone. The solo one, you can go back and check, the solo one just disappears and no one's able to gain the gold for it. Pretty insane rip of the Gold Fury. Smart by the team to just completely drop it on the first show of resistance from red team. Well, that's a decent cooldown. Counter rotation coming out from red team. Is it the first team fight? Or headbutt interrupted. Echrome kind of popping off. The knock up from Knight jumps out. Horus gets a lot dumped on him. Are they able to turn it? Man, April gets the TP. And with Kama ult down, this fight's completely done. Really fast backline choices by red team there. So once they got that pick on Horus, they went straight back to farm. Very, very clean when it comes to farm there. Or just not wasting any tempo of GPM, right? If you get that kill and you chase the next one, you probably spend 20, 30 seconds just running in the opposite direction. And you may think, Sharks, there's no way you actually lose 20 seconds. If you think about it, if Heim kills Horus here on my mouse, you see this? And then walks all the way down here, doesn't get a kill on Arnhurt or Kama, and then he has to walk all the way back to purple. It can take that long. It can be a 20-second misplay. No back camps for you. Are these mid camps up? His mid laner is low. Will he still go for them? It looks like he will. Cuckoo secure on camps is just too great. The Kukulkan one just being able to burst all three mid camps, quite annoying, quite frustrating. Honestly, Kukulkan's fucking kit's just frustrating, especially when he gets late game. His 2 just being permanently up is disgusting as well. That god needs to be gutted. Hopefully Smite 2 they just delete him. I don't hate him that much, but when he's good, he's miserable. Ooh, movement by adapting. Maybe nerves by April. The name power of adapting may be ruining April's ult there. Unfortunate April didn't get any resources out of adapting. If he does get clipped, I reckon he does potentially ult that because Kukulkan was around. He sees the Daji low resources and he's going to use that in the form of farm, not the form of kill or chasing. So, will he... So, if adapting... Okay, we're going to do like a little... I don't really go for a lesson here. Just move back a bit. The ult comes out of April. And then here. So, adapting notices... Alright, we'll go... I'll zoom the map open. Now, bang. There we go. If adapting notices April is low, why isn't he invading April's back camps? It's due to the fact, right, that there's no mid priority from Thoth. So Nika's dead. So Kukul can rotate any way he wants. And if you look to right side, Chark is also under his tower too. So there's no prio in either lane, which means that if he did invade these backs, 2 things can happen, right? April can use that tempo of adapting doing this to clear mid camps, which is a better trade for April in a way, like he gets a more valuable camp. Or he might potentially like have to use his ult and then his tempo's ruined because the whale can come over, Cuckoo can come over, and obviously this is a ranked game, so this isn't all like lore, but in a comp game and in a comp mindset, invading back camps here when April's low is kind of a lost trade, because both lanes are going to be shoved in, and you lose your pressure, and you lose a mid camp, and then you're not going to guarantee your back camps. The alternative of what adapting actually does is he gets the mid camp guaranteed, or mid camp guaranteed, and then you either have the choice to soak this mid wave, which is valuable, but also he has a nice farming path for blue Tiki as well, right? That's why like tunnel visioning on invades when you can is cannot be always fucking beneficial. What am I talking about? Isn't always good, right? And as we see, the whale moves towards those back camps. And if adapting did go for an invade there because he thinks he has a HP resource, he was just the priority diff. Now, something that can change that scenario is if Chark had the whale pinned under tower. That could be nice. And obviously, if Kukulkan was the one dead and Nika was the one alive on Thoth, it's a pretty free invade there. Some people might say it's not worth it to invade there at all, even if you have double priority lanes, but they're just like, in a min-max perspective, it's 100%. You always invade there if you have priority, like why would you not? But this is a ranked game, not a comp game, so why am I being so analytical? Honestly, it's because we're walking around the jungle waiting for action. So, this is a bad fight. Reason being, if Daji's ever around, Hammer can rarely have the ability to use his ult aggressively. This might be a different circumstance, because he's going to be so far away from the Daji anyway. But I think he's dead here. So, no ult, no blink, no jump. He's going to kill himself to tower. Yeah, he had no other choice, really. Daji 100% kills him there. So, really heads up pathing there from the King of Smite. We'll have a little drink break while we wait for him, right? Alright, we're back in Adapting Cam. Let's look at the builds. Trans is online. Oh my god, what is that build by the Arnhem? Both of these ADCs are doing the, I don't want to call it the cure didactic build, but we saw a bunch of Twitter hate. I was one of them, saying Mannequins is better than Diamond Arrow. I think Diamond Arrow is overrated. I don't think this Mannequins change is that good. I think Hunter's Cowl is actually still the option for both builds. I think Hunter's Cowl is quite cookie cutter, and that means it's pretty safe for me to say that Hunter's Cowl is good in most scenarios. I also like a lot of Death's Temper recently. Death's Temper with the pen build, like the Zapman Unicorn build that it was called in Season 2. But just Exy, Assy, no, not Assy. Exy, Chins, Titans with Dev's Gloves and an Oboe. With Death's Temper, very strong. But that's besides the point. Let's talk about why Transcendence. Well, thanks for the question. Its changes make it pretty nice to play on things like Daji and Kama. You know, you'd probably get away with it when Trans is good in the previous stacking system that it had, but now that Trans builds off damage from minions and gods, it rewards more aggressive playstyles, and it rewards ganking, and it rewards just boxing in the jungle too. So I think having a stacking system like this is so beneficial for the game. And to be honest, if they had a stacking system that rewarded god damage only, the game would be so proactive and like crazy. You know what I mean? Look at Prophetic Cloak for an example of god damage only stacking. Supports are running up to mid laner's tower line and throwing abilities at them. Yes, it's annoying for a mid laner. And how do you kind of, oh damn, Book of the Tablet of Destinies is kind of that item. But how many backliners int for it? I'm in this own paradoxical nightmare that I've created for myself. Don't worry about me, bro. But how can Adapting win this? Let's talk about win cons and situations. So Adapting's dive is super strong with a Chark. It's a lot of we do damage and you have to use your movement / escape / you know. Hang on, let's just see if that goes off. It does go off. Both mid lane is ulting down a corridor. How fun. Will he go in? There's no way he goes in. He might heal off the camp. Thoth running away from the Horus is kind of an issue, but also Horus not playing too close to the Thoth. Good state of vision here. This is a cleanup potential. April goes towards the Chark. See how he's running towards the Cuckoo? Because they know that Cuckoo... Oh, sorry. The two options there for April were dash to Cuckoo and live, or just get soloed by Chark. So the team ran towards that Cuckoo. Just thinking a couple steps ahead. That is how you kind of get in trouble in low elo though. Not gonna lie, don't copy that mentality, because in low elo, your 1400 silver 5 Chark will not kill their jungler. So that's kind of like a high elo thing only. But as I was saying before, Adapting's team has a lot of engage, even with Horus. A lot of CC, a lot of slows, a lot of just pure dive. But so does Red Team. If we look on ease of killing, I would say that the blue team's backline is a lot easier to kill. Like Thoth, quite easy to kill as a Daji. Also quite easy to get on as a Nike too. So maybe if Nike knew that Thoth is wincon. I don't think Arnha is too much of a wincon. And honestly, diving into Bake Kujira seemed really strong there. We could talk about that a bit more, but if he's forced the whale, if the whale is forced to use his ult in a defensive manner like that, in a reactionary manner, the utility of the ult's just gone because people are already on top of you, and if you're close to the whale, you're not going to get that slow effect. Ooh, bit up a lot more than you can shoot. Was that a Hydra's by Daji? We'll have a little check. Adapting's going to back here. It was. It was a fully stacked trans Hydra's power spike. Kind of caught Adapting by surprise, not going to lie. There's no right side jungle up. I think he might stay a little bit on the map if his right side jungle was up and he would full clear it. But with nothing up, he's just going to back and probably head towards green buff. But green buff's down. What do you do here? You play for Scepter fight or Beacon fight. So while he paths back to lane, look at some builds. Prophetic by that Chark into Bake Kujira is super strong. The Bake Kujira build is honestly what I would suggest everyone build. I don't necessarily do Arrow on things like Yorm and Bake Kujira or any... I don't do Arrow unless I'm building crit. I don't know, it's just me. Gold Spooling's really nice, but by the time you get Mystical on that god, or in most tank oppressive CC Guardians that have stupid base numbers, your Mystical Power Spike's enough, and you'll be able to just full clear waves anyway. That's pretty much how that game's going to go most of the time if the ADC respects the jungler. So, as we see, Adapting goes left. What happens? They go mid. Pretty high tempo game. Pretty happy with how well this map's been traded. And how, if there's a question asked in Doi lane, like right there, Adapting went Doi lane, Echrome knows the answer to get out, and then the rest of his team also punishes Adapting's presence on the map. I think it's a pretty high level game when it comes to EU. When it comes to Smite in general, to be honest, I think EU macro is quite nice compared to the NA games. When it comes to the tip top, I will say when it comes to that top. But let's just have a look at how this Gold Fury fight goes. Red team dropping. When Bake Kujira ults, they drop the Gold Fury. Kind of crazy. All the mobility has been used by blue team. Horus looks like he's going to go in for peel and escape. But it might be a bait by going in there. Adapting just going to heal up. He does have Crusher online for a bit more poke-orientated gameplay. Don't mind it. Although, look, Crusher without a bluestone, I'm a skeptic. Obviously, it's fine. Extra dot is nice. Attack speed's really nice as well, especially with Pink Tiki. You actually feel like you have like a oboe. Can you get anything done here? Goes for this Nike. After this Nike, I will talk about a different Crusher interaction as why this Transcendence / Crusher build might be the play. We'll just see if they get chased out here. Still looking actively is Adapting. And Nike's a bit low, but don't get baited. It is the support. That's the reaction he's going to have. Every time he hears the Daji 1, he has to be super worried. I think she's overstayed a tiny bit. April goes down. No ult available for the Daji. I think there's going to be a continued fight. Nike should be next to fall 2, holding his blink. He should have held his blink, honestly. Honestly, Adapting should have held the blink for the jump. Guaranteed to kill. He does still eventually get to do the play. That could have been a little bit cleaner. Right? Because what if there was some misplay right there and Nike's able to jump away again? If he blinks on the jump reactively, there's no way that Nike can jump again, right? So, whilst they do this FG/fight, I don't know where he's going. He was just scouting. We'll talk about this. So, Trans got changed to only get 10 flat pen. Right, so the flat pen from Transcendence as well as the percent pen here from Crusher is going to be super nice. This also flat pen as well, right? 10%, 20 flat pen, 10% pen. This, if it's a Hydra's, it's another 10% pen. It could be good. If it's Heartseeker, it's another 10% pen. So he'll be up to 20% pen anyway. And then he's able to build either Serrated or Titans for another 20% pen and finish the build, like in a full aggressive standpoint. But it also opens you up to being able to, like, no cooldown on this as well. It means that he's able to do another cooldown item as the last one. Like, I wouldn't really recommend that on Camazots. I would just rather recommend, like, Serrated Edge as the 6th item. Or maybe a Titan's Bane if for example, Barkei Kujira plus another Guardian in the game, I'd probably go for a Titan's Bane. Honestly, Titan's Bane looks pretty good this game due to Void Shield and Solve in a min-maxing way. So I'm interested to see. I don't care if this is Heartseeker or Hydras. I think both are super applicable depending on what you want to do. And then the last item, I would like to see Titan's Bane. Just as a definite. He should go up. No. Just start autoing. Yep. Scary stuff. Let's say fighting a whale with a Daji ult and a Kuka ult down a corridor, but they get the whale for free. E-Chrome's able to split the map. The Shark is creating so much space for the blue team. The Horus ult follows up. It looks like this is going to be a dive here by adapting to create some chaos in the back, but his team can't get there, so maybe he just doesn't. Just stand there and create space, yeah. Unfortunately, he took a spit from the Cuckoo, right? See that patience? He didn't need to dive, because, alright, so, maybe, do I do lesson time? What does diving do there for adapting and in his team? It does the exact same thing as if he was sitting there, right? If he dove, he'd have to expend Blink and ult, so he's down 2 resources, and all he does is buy time, and maybe he gets a second relic, probably not. He'd just have to ult twice for damage and once to get away, and then it's a chaos situation, and you're uncertain as to what's going to happen. But if he just stood there and watched and posed as a threat, the team still gets the tower. And the time is still there that's created, right? And plus, he still has Blink for the next play, and he still has ult for the next play. So super good patience there. You would expect nothing less, to be honest. Will red team look for that tower? There's no way. So what's commonly done here, after a team gets FG, after a team gets fire, you see that they're pushing down left, and then the opponent team that has lost the fire giant will push down solo lane to trade the gold of the tier 2 towers, right? If you don't feel like you can defend, you may as well trade the map and get the tower. I thought that's what the red team were looking to do. But adapting back, just because, honestly, quite a sketchy situation with everyone fragmented around the map. Pretty hard to, and also that play I just said, it's pretty competitive only, like, maybe some players do it in ranked, but we'll see that he's gone the Heartseeker route. I do like that. It will help kill the whale. It will help kill Nike. It also, it doesn't hurt against Squishies either. Didn't see what Tiki he got there. Let's see the macro, right? Just catching waves. It looks like he's pretty committed to the 4-1 split. Even when his team was left side and he was the solo one back to play for the right side tower defense. Now he's letting his team run down right while he runs down left. Honestly, Camera's a pretty safe duelist. The only way you lose is even here. This Heim has to engage pretty fast after the Kama's used his abilities. The only way that like a Kama can truly lose is if they make grave mistakes of missing their entire core kit, right? And even then, they might not necessarily lose because they can get out and live. So this Heim has like a 4-second window to win the fight. And it looks like E-Chrome's going to use that. And now Kama might go aggressive. I don't know what the hell he was going for there. Alright. This misplay, macro misplay I want to say. I didn't even notice it because I was so tunneled as to what Kenneth was doing. It's an easy blink out there. But the double blink to chase. Where's the beads? A bit late. He likes that 180. Is that the blue team responded to this play. They didn't create their own play, you know, and ran it down that right lane and traded the pressure. 3 people on the solo lane pushing up. That's why 1-4 is so strong. That 4 core has just let him down, kind of. But everyone lived. 2 blinks were expended by the red team frontline. Sure, Kenneth had to use both relics and his ult, but he's alive for this FG spawn, which is a lot better than dying for FG spawn and creating a power play on FG. So, as FG spawns, it's unfortunate that adapting is going to be kind of weak for the spawn and for the fight. If red team chose to pull it instantly, it would be an awful situation for blue team, but it's ranked. He has this lenience and this time where he's allowed to play the game, as well as, whoa, he's going Bloodforge. I don't like that. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Nike goes in, gets a massive ult, but there's no follow-up. And look, it doesn't matter how much space you create against the Thoth. I don't want to say Nika is the GOAT, but that character is so fucking cringe that it doesn't matter how much space is created. You're able to just shoot shit that's... It one-shots everyone. So well done, Nika, for getting 2 kills, I guess. Now, Kama ult is up, so he doesn't have to be too afraid, but shows respect in a way that, like, playing back, he kind of eliminates most misplays here by being in range for help, as we saw the Horus, but no, he was there. The attempt was there. The execution just wasn't. Right? I like how the Arnhur stays on FG. I don't like this fight after the fact, but hey, they have a Thoth, so they have a cheat code. Cuckoo gets a decent tornado, punishes them by walking into the corridor. Horus ult coming through. Oh no, Gunther's whiffed that ult. Damn, Chark just doing massive work there. Crazy overstay by red team, to be honest. Like, and now they're just so staggered that they have no chance of helping here. We'd play... I'd blink on this if I was adapting. Not blinking saves it for an escape. Just jump away. Weird that he goes for the 2, but hey, it is what it is. Oh wow, crazy good job, Nika. They get 2 birds, so they get the green light to just massively shitfight here. There's nothing that they can do to kind of lose anything of the same value. So if they all died in Titan Room, red team probably gets a 1 bird. Maybe 2 birds if they're super fast, but I don't think they would be able to do it. Is this the game? Oh my god, it's the game. Titan dies so fast. The only real nugget of info I think that we got that game is how patient he can be. Like, if you think about it, did he crazily outplay anyone that game in a big boy game? Not necessarily. He didn't do anything crazy outplays. He was just so disciplined and uses time better than anyone else, I would say, it looks like. Especially that tier 2 dive potential. You can't tell me that another jungler would not dive those 2 low targets under the mid tier 2 while the team is right next to you getting mid tier 1. But adapting doesn't dive, he holds his power spike or he holds his tempo and just doesn't throw away his lead. Like, he plays to not throw away. That game might have been something where he was like locked in. I do know that sometimes when he plays for a long time and he loses 2 in a row or 3 in a row, he can just, like, he would have dove that situation and he would have tried to make a hero play and just tilt off the face of the earth. But it was a pretty safe game. Maybe a fraud win due to Nika on Thoth, honestly, but that Chark played pretty well. Sega played his role pretty well. Horus did pretty well as well, so just a bit of a frontline gap, I would say. But that's adapting. King's back. Or I guess he's gone. I don't know.